Alright, boys and girls, are you ready? We are now going to play some chess. It's that time of the week. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever this video comes out. And yeah, we're going to give Title Tuesday a go. Let's try and have a good one, shall we? And we'll start off with a Sicilian dragon. One of my favourite openings because it's very exciting. Especially if they decide to play this line, which my opponent does, which is good to see. I'm going to go main line. This is a little bit surprising. I know h4 is a move there, and this is really disappointing. Come on. Come on. And now it's a bit more positional. And the main idea that you go for in these positional lines is to get your knight into c4. So I'm just going to directly go for that idea of trying to get the knight to this square. This is very normal for not just the dragon but other Sicilians. Now my opponent can go pawn on, and I'll probably just drop the knight back then. I don't know if that's scary or not. It looks like I'm under a bit of pressure, but my bishops have quite a lot of potential here to jump out. I expect my opponent should probably use that pawn. Makes a lot of sense, right, to push it forwards. And yeah, I mean, what do I want to do? Probably triple up on the c file and then try to do something against this knight. We either sacrifice on c3 or we try to push it away with an idea like this. And these pawns can be annoying for us, but they can also be a bit weak. Okay, so my opponent's attacking the rook. Now, if I defend it, I've got to watch out for something coming here. So if I go here, takes, rook takes e4, a7 drops, still quite interesting. But I expect moving the rook back is a normal move. I mean, queen c8, but then this move comes with tempo here. So this is a good move my opponent's played. I'm going to just move my rook, and I maybe have to move it all the way back, so not ideal. And now e5 is probably stronger from my opponent, so a little bit pushed back here, but I've still got quite a solid position, so we don't have to poo ourselves quite yet. That will come, it certainly will, and at some point today I'm bound to. Okay, so now this move is really on the radar. I can't see any way to stop it. Moving the knight here looks really peculiar. So I don't really like that move, moving it back though as well. Wish I knew how to play chess. I mean, I don't like going backwards, so I'm thinking about moving my queen. If the pawn comes on, move my bishop, and that gets quite it's quite risky, but let's try it. That's the one downside of the queen being here, that my bishop can move. Now this one, of course, I can go knight here, but this is the danger with my position now. If white's knight ever comes into d5, e7 is very weak. Why have I put the queen here? I'm hoping to apply a little bit of pressure, get it off the open line. So my opponent picks a positional move instead. And now could also go b5, but what about this move? So b3 now looks normal. My opponent plays another move, and this pawn is now on pre, but can I counterattack? So I'm gonna just play a little bit quicker here, and I'm gonna try to counterattack to make a way in for my rook. My opponent has lots of tempting pawn moves, but I'm not gonna worry about them. I'm gonna let my opponent worry about them. This one or this one. This one, probably the move I would be most worried about. Maybe I take it once and then move my knight. I'd like to move my knight forwards, but that's a bit risky. If my opponent takes here, I'm going pawn on. Okay, so I think I should take this one once. I'm going to play this move, but there is a risk here because of the rook. But this is the most active move, so we should try to play as actively as we can. And I want to try to clean up some lines on the queen side here. That is the idea. Okay, now let's start grabbing some stuff. And the queen side's where I'm playing, so I'm going to dive straight in. Now, I did mention the 2 bishops earlier on, and my 2 bishops look pretty okay at the moment, so I'm quite happy with this position. And any queen exchange should be good for me. I'm a pawn up, got the 2 bishops, and my opponent does exchange queens. Now, I don't know if I should take him with a pawn there or not. And still a fight on our hands. I don't really want to move this pawn, but I'm worried about b3 now. So what can we do? Is there any tactics? I need to get these. Okay, let's play. Oh, then b3. Oh God, that'd be horrible, wouldn't it? Then my bishop's very short squares. This is the issue. Don't necessarily like this move though. No, I don't like that move for some reason. This move is so passive though. Okay, as soon as I played this move, this just can't be right, putting my bishop on such a bad square. But this also can't be right, because b3 was certainly correct. And I'm playing very passively here, which I don't like doing. I don't like playing in this manner normally. Very rarely the right way to play is moving backwards as much as I am. But I do have that extra pawn, so if I can soak up the pressure, I will be doing well. And we're getting lots of exchanges here. And what is happening in this position? Time is getting short. Both kings are a little bit weak. I'm just threatening some big checks here and winning another pawn. I don't know about this move, but I'm keeping it safe because I have a material edge. Now, I thought check here was winning, but I've just realised it's not. And it looks pretty good for me. Oh, check, fuck. Got to play this risky move. Is it just a draw? Oh, no. Fell into a perpetual there. Oh, my God, that was so bad. That was so bad there. But okay, it's better than losing. But just got tricked at the end, didn't I? Shit, the knight and rook coordinated so well together. I forgot about this check. And my rook is just in the wrong place. I need to have this square for my king. So the move that threw it away was moving the rook here. Otherwise, I'm completely winning. So that was a bit stupid. So around about here, any move I would imagine is quite safe. Probably rook e3, because I do want to win this pawn here. And then if we do the same thing, my king can run out this way, because this is the only way my opponent can get a draw. And I didn't realise that after this move, big mistake, my opponent has quite an easy draw just by checking. The time situation was an issue. And I also didn't really realise that the knight is defending this square. So the other way that I can try to draw, my king can't go anywhere else. Going here runs into this check. And, of course, it's just a yo-yo. So, yeah, I was better there most of the way, really, in that game. But it wasn't enough. There you go. There's the game. There's the game thing. I think it's a bit unfair to say. Again, I just don't understand how they work this out. That my rating was 2450, my opponent's is 2550. When if you look at it, I'm kind of like better all along. But I missed a big chance here. So, oh right. What did I play? I played Queen C4 and I could have gone Bishop C4. I think I saw this move for quite some time and I was trying to start to move quickly here, but of course Bishop C4 is very simple. So we'll put that down to a warm-up game because I'm quite easily winning, aren't I? Bishop C4, take the rook, get some more material, exchange anything up. So, okay, So maybe that's why my rating is so bad. But this is all book, actually. I didn't realise that. So where did I go all right? Did I go wrong? Let's have a look on Rook AD1. The thing is, these lines, there's some lines you don't have to know so well, like memorise. The main lines you have to know a lot more, because even if you forget what you're doing in a position like this, you know, as you saw in the game, I know that if you try to put the knight on c4, this is the way to play it. A lot of Sicilians, that you're going to be all right. So it's more about knowing the ideas. So this can't be a bad move, and this kind of stuff looks all right. This was probably key, and I wonder how this is. I'm a little bit cramped, as I say, but I'm quite solid here. I don't think it's that bad, is it? But my pieces are lacking oxygen, so if I do get this again, maybe even holding off on this idea for a little bit makes sense. Maybe I should go a6 and b5 first. That's the other way you can do this, of course. You can try to get some action going on the queen side. So maybe I should go a6, b5 with the idea of undermining the knight. Because my knight is always hopping around to that square, but I don't need to rush it. Okay, so let's try to play a bit better now. Warm up out the way. We want to get at least 7 points today, and we'll go for d4. Now I won't be doing Title Tuesday next Tuesday because I'm actually playing my first tournament in about 2 years. I'm going to play a really crazy line here. This is crazy line. This move. I just want to go mental. And you know what I want to do? Just in case you're wondering. Mate, fucker. Mate the 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 fucker. So that's my plan. Thank you, Jess Fox, for sending me that song, which is a classic. Thank you. Really, really nice of you. Yeah, so I won't be doing Title Tuesday next Tuesday because I'm playing my first tournament, the British Chess Championships, and it is the strongest it's been for a long time. It's got all the Olympiad team in it. David Howe, #1, Mickey Adams, Gwaine Jones, Luke Machine. Oh my God, good players. I'm 11th seed. You know, I haven't played much competitive chess now for a while. And I looked at this line 100 years ago, and it's not very good, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I am a bit rusty chess-wise, so I don't know how the chess is going to go. But hey ho, we will see. Now, if I go here, Queen E7 maybe, and then Bishop comes back, and then Knight F6. Complicated these positions already, so I want to take here, but should I take here first so I don't takes then wow, very complex. Yeah, can I go Queen F3 but then Knight F6, takes Queen here? I need a good move there, otherwise I have to play something else. Can't see a good move. Maybe there is. Bishop here, knight here. My knight's on pre. How big a deal is that? Bishop G5, that gets mental. And I love a bit of mental. There's probably a better way of doing it, but let's try this line because it looks quite crazy. So Queen E7 must be critical. And now Bishop here, because I've got to protect my bishop and my knight. And I want to play Bishop G5. Yeah, it's going to be tough, the British Championships, because I haven't done any work on my own chess now for quite some time. So I'm kind of like, I'm going to have to do a lot of work at the tournament on openings and stuff. But we will see. Yeah, this check I expected, and now I thought, well, my king is actually okay here. Opponent's developing, but now something like this move It's very complicated. Takes, check, king here. This square is covered. Mental position, right? But that feels like the right kind of thing to do anyway. So let's do it. Let's force that black king. Oof, nothing down here. Into the center again. And now do I just play a3? Because obviously this is the key square. So my opponent has to keep the bishop covering this square. And worst case scenario, I mean, I'd love to get the rook in here. I can't see an easy way of doing that. But worse, and I'll probably just do this because, again, it is blitz chess. Maybe there's a better move, but this one. And now I've got to think. I mean, the normal way to do this would be try to get the king somewhere like h2. If I go g3, there's a check here. And I could also try to threaten b4, couldn't I? Because then rook e1 comes, so I have to move the queen. So my opponent's trying to run away. So maybe now, could I even do a clever queen here move? Because the point being, I've got two threats, haven't I? Bishop takes c6, queen takes bishop, check, winning a piece, and b4 and rook e1. And if I get it, okay, is my opponent falling into this? So takes, it's just a check. Surely this is just winning now. What have I missed? My knight defends it, this square. My rook defends. My king has this square of bishop d3. This is my main threat behind this move. My opponent not looking at what I'm trying to do with my move. And this looks good, doesn't it? It looks good. So, okay, so, right, my opponent not resigning. Fair enough. And can I flick this one in? No, let's not get too flash. Okay, just play a move, Simon. Stop thinking. Which one? Here? I don't know. I should have gone rook here. There's no point me playing passively. Now. And again, am I getting too greedy? It's still complicated. Still go wrong, this. Can still go wrong. But let's try to just try to consolidate. I'm a piece up and it should be easily winning, and it would be with a bit more time, but we've seen some of the mistakes that I make. You know, rook d1, bishop here, then knight e6 checkmate. Oh, that's nice. That would be a sexy way to finish. He's trying to run away, but you're not running away, mate. Come on. Can we go back? Please go back. Oh, no. Ah, it was so close to this move, and then, you ready? You ready? And again, thank you, Jess Fox, for this. Are you ready?
Mate the fucker! Mate the fucker! Mate the fucker!
Boom! That would have been a lovely way to finish the game, but it all worked out okay. Now, I know this opening is a bit suspect, but if your opponent is not prepared for it, it can be very dangerous. And sometimes, especially in blitz chess, you can take more risks. You can play lines which you know are not very good. Not really a good suggestion if you want to really improve. Never play lines which are suspects. You will get caught out. But this is a line I invented. And the story goes, I was playing, and this was before computers were really any good. So I was playing in the under-14, I think, European Championships. And my friend Karl Marr was in the under-12 sections. We're representing England. And he won the gold medal. And he knew his opponent played this. And I'd been looking at this move without computers and coming up with this concept of moving the pieces like this. And again, like I say, this is going back, I don't know, like whenever I was 12, so a long time ago. And the concept is just to develop your pieces very quickly. And Karl Marr, I think, got this position. And after queen here, he played knight here. And he won a very nice game. And it helped him get the gold medal. So, you know, it's got a little bit of this line. It's got a little bit of, I like this line, shall we say. And this position here was probably actually now okay for white. What black should do is not grab the second pawn. So in this position, black should play something else, and it's just a game. Because this is quite greedy, because now I have very good development, and it's very hard to stop this move. And the line I looked at, I'll just tell you my analysis from pre-computer days. was not any of the recommended computer moves here. Knight takes e4 is apparently a bit better, but the move I spent loads of time analysing. This is the kind of little trippy world I was in chess-wise when I was 12, and it was great fun without computers because you had to work through the lines yourself, and now you just put it on a computer and within 1 second you know. But I remember looking at this line, and look how beautifully mental this gets. Rook d1, and now let's say the queen moves somewhere. Well, if it goes here, I remember looking at bishop takes f7, giving up another piece, and now rook d8 check. Whoa. And after king takes, taking here. And I'm amazed. I had never looked at the computer assessment of this. The computer gives it as better for white. And I remember showing this to some friends. They just thought black's better because they're counting the pieces. If you count the pieces, black's pieces up. But his pieces are really screwed. There's a bishop c7 checkmate idea. And, you know, if I get another guy in, it's going to be terminal. So this was one of those, well, one of the fascinating lines that I remember looking at in that crazy, yeah, there we go, that's more like it. The opening a little bit dodgy, but then I start playing some good moves. 2800, that's the way I roll on a normal. Now the warm-up's done, so that was pretty smooth game. And yeah, my opponent goes wrong quite early, and this is what I say, if they don't know the opening, it's very easy to go wrong. And after bishop c5, it looked like we played the right sequence, which is actually quite hard to find. Well, this check is natural, and I just had to work out what to do against queen e7, because if black can't play queen e7, we should be winning. We're actually equal on material, and we're in with another game. So let's forget that and concentrate. This guy's good. If you ever see the Uzbekistani flag, yeah, I'm just checking I've got the right country there. Then it's time to get a little bit worried. Okay, now I can't honestly trying to remember stuff here. And this line I've had a couple of times in Title Tuesdays, but it's not a mainline Sicilian, this move. So it's very easy to forget. Now here my opponent takes. Can I sack a pawn, queen? Probably not. b5 takes on f6, bishop takes, queen c8, then e5. I don't know what my compensation's like there. The thing is, again, maybe I just get too scared when I play these guys. This move, maybe I'm allowing this anyway. Maybe I... And after takes here, do I keep the queens on? No, I should have some compensation there. Even if I... But the decision is, if he takes here, you have to give this pawn. So takes, queen takes here. Do you keep the queens on, or do you go for a position like bishop takes c3, pawn takes here? Which should, even though I'm pawn down, be okay for me. We're probably going to find out. So I have to take this way, or do I keep the queens on? Now, obviously, my go-to reaction is keeping the queens on, but after e5, rook d8... How is that? Okay, we're gonna go for it because I like keeping queens on. Taking the queens, taking here, I think would be fine. In actual fact, I don't think we should be significantly worse there because he's got very bad structure and our piece, we can get a lot of pieces off. The ending should be all right, but this is more interesting. E5, rook here, and he can't then stop bishop's e7. That's the key thing. Okay, so he's going for some idea with this. Interesting. Looks quite risky somehow to me. Bishop here takes. I mean, something like, okay, rook d8 takes. Rook c8. I mean, that's a simple way to play. Let's try that. Okay, so this is his idea. And again, the endings, I think, are probably all right. But should I have put the rook here? And now if I go rook here, he's got this move, right? Okay. Bishop here, here. I mean, do I just play this ending? But then, I don't know. I don't want to play the ending, do we? And I'm taking so much time here. It's stupid. Okay, I'm just going to play a move. Don't know. I feel there may have been something better than that. He's going to go e5 now. Definitely missed some chances here. Again, I just freeze up when I'm playing these better players. It takes a while for the mind to adjust. And I'm not 100% confident about my position anymore. Okay, well, but play here. Tempo. Still got some attacking chances. Still got some good pieces. It is a pawn, but my bishop looks quite tasty. And is he coming here? But I don't know if I want to come off the open file, you know. Bishop here. Okay, look, I have to move quickly. So my rook was quite good where it was. So this move is like, you know, do I really want to play this move? But I don't see an obvious and easy response for my opponent. If he moves the queen to some squares, I can grab a pawn back. Maybe this move is very strong. So he has to defend like this. Okay, and now being short of time, I don't know which pawn. I'm just going to give my king a square. And should have probably gone here previously. I'm taking too long on my moves. Okay, let's get back there again. So I prefer having a pawn on g6 now. It's funny how you think of these stupid little things when they're probably totally irrelevant. Yeah, feels like I'm worse now. But certainly worse on the clock. Very hard for him to get his knight out, so it's still game on. Trying to get our queen in, as our opponent is as well. Some tricky move for him to deal with. Maybe I should keep the queens on. Bit intense, isn't it? Get in the sun! Whoa. He should have taken the draw there at the end. It's very risky for him to play on. Come on. Takes down a 2,300. 2,300? 3,000. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, it was tough, yeah, with the black pieces as well. Sweet. And the ending worked well. And my opponent, realising that I'm an idiot, decided to play for a win in this position. And he shouldn't play for a win. He just has to wait. And then it's a draw, right? Because I can never really get my king to take here. But as soon as he starts doing stuff like this, he's still okay, but he's got to be now very careful, because if my king can ever start coming in, or if my king gets this square, my pawn becomes strong. And as soon as he goes back, he allows my king to come in. And now all of a sudden I've got a very simple plan. E3, E2, check, and win. So he... and I totally understand that most people who play me would take ridiculous risks to try and win, but they do backfire. So that's good. There you go. What are you going to say? Good job breaking through in the endgame with some strong manoeuvres. Yeah, thank you, sir. And if you look at the game, it seemed to be pretty even throughout, except, I did go pawn down, but then we fought back well. And the ending, like I say, I think I held it together. And yeah, right, that's nice. It's nice to win a game like that. A little bit of a confidence builder. So we got another tough one now. We got, of course, a third black out of 4 games. And if we can win this one, interesting flag. Where's that? Somalia. I don't believe he's from Somalia. And if we can win this one, we will get to 3.5 out of 4 from the first section. So come on. And that last one was certainly a confidence builder. So we're going to go main line. And I don't know, I mean, I shouldn't be really playing this because I know it's a bit dodgy, but it is blitz. And as you've seen probably from previous Talk Tuesday, it's just like absolute mayhem on the board with this variation. It's really fun until you get checkmated. It's really exciting until he mates you down here like this. And yeah, and I'm now going to get mated. Okay, so we have to try to start some counterplay over here with b5. If my opponent grabs it, it doesn't matter. It's only a pawn. We get another line to attack on. This probably makes more sense for him to push on. I'm trying to remember if he pushes on what the correct idea is. This one I know I've played before, but it is very suspect with some crazy complications. We can gamble. I'm gambling a lot in the openings because, again, I need to update them a little bit to be fair at this level. When I'm playing 3,000 Grandmasters, you need to really have your openings on point. The other idea, if he goes h5, I don't know, it could be knight here, but this is quite slow because his attack is very quick here. So if I was him, I'd just play h5 and leave it to me. But h5, maybe I'll go for this crazy sacrifice. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Who cares? So let's do it. And I hope he doesn't know this variation. The best line now is bishop e2, b4, knight here takes, queen takes b4, e6, and white gives his queen up. If white doesn't give his queen up, then in all variations, I at least have good counterplay. I'm not better, but it's just crazy and a lot of fun. And this position is just, like I say, it's a hell of a lot of fun to play. So that's what we're going for. Now this move, well, I'm doing that without a second's fault. And we're coming in now. And I've given up a whole rook, but I've got some ideas. The knight's coming in. Maybe my bishop's coming back. So if he takes here, knight takes e4. Takes here, king here. Takes here, knight takes e4. Takes, check. King here, check. King back. We've got at least a draw. That looks like it's worth a try. So this is the move I'm going for. Now, can I also come in here, or bishop e6? Go for this one. Or do I get this knight out the way and just come for takes, bishop takes here, giving up more material? How does he defend? Brings the knight d4. Takes, and then bishop takes it. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't believe that works. It can't work. Takes. Bishop takes it here. Oh, I don't know. Sure, I don't like moving backwards, and it just seems like I've still got a big attack, don't get me wrong, but it felt like there should have been something better there. Now, queen here is what I'm gunning for, because I don't want his king running away. But even then I had a check here, which I did not consider, so that was a bit slack. Takes here, check. Would that have won on the spot? Fuck. Well, I had to make a move. And the point of this idea is that now I'm threatening check, king here, check. I've got at least a draw there, but you know, that's always good for calculating. If you can calculate, you have at least a draw, but it's possible I missed. And if he goes c4, I'm going to take with the pawn, and it allows my rook away into the game. Okay, so I have at least a draw in this position, but do we have any more? Well, I'm going to take here and try to find a win somehow. Okay, I can't see anything yet, can you? If we go here, just to give myself knight g4 possibilities. And now if I check here, check. If I go knight here, takes. If I go here now. Fuck! He takes here. Okay, but now I have bishop here. All part of the plan. I might have to take that draw now. If I got the draw. Okay, we got this one. We can play for the win. And we're going to play for the win. Don't get too nervous. Just keep your cool. That wasn't keeping my cool there at all. In there, son. Get in there! Come on! That's the way we roll. Whoa. Oh, that's a smile. That's a smile. Yes. Come on. Well, that felt good, obviously. We're 3.5 out of 4. And we played some good players, right? Well, rating-wise. another guy I should probably know, who I've never heard of, but hey. And that was mayhem. That was absolute mayhem. What a game. But I nearly threw it away at the end, but my position was so good. And I was getting nervous not being a calculator and the time ticking down. So, you know, but we didn't take the draw. And my little trick of letting him take in here, maybe it was a magical trick because he put his queen on a light square. And we've got to have a look at that game while we try to calm the nerves a little bit. And you can see that, yeah, bit of a dodgy opening, as we know. And he gets back into it here, but then bang, we're back into it around here. So, what a crazy game. Let's go over it, yeah? I mean, so I'll show you the line which refutes this. So I can never play this, for example, in the British Championships, this game, because you can't risk doing stuff like this in top level events. But all I want to do is get a middle game interesting position. And everything's okay. But this move, I think, is a bit suspect. I think he should go bishop b2. And this line I had over the board against one of Kasparov's seconds. And after this move, it's funny, the computer takes a bit of time to catch up. e6. And now the best move is this one. And now after bishop f5, this move. And after you take, you want to take with a pawn. I really don't like this position because there's a lot of pain. Maybe black can play this, but this evaluation is probably going to get worse and worse. This is the refutation. This is no fun to play this for black because you're defending. Queen g2, there was, and I'm not finding these moves over the board. There's a famous game, a friend of mine, John Nunn White, was playing a friend of mine, Chris Duncan, an FM. And Chris Duncan, I remember, played this move against John Nunn. And I remember he won a great game. I can't remember the follow-up, but this has got to be correct. And the idea is now to bring my knight in, which should be demolishing the position with the bishop floating through as well. So my opponent defends this geezer. And now I had so many tempting moves. Now I nearly played this anyway. And the idea, let's put it on the computer, but try to avoid looking at the computer, is that after here, I wanted to play this one with queen b4, nearly being a devastating idea. But I saw my opponent, I didn't see bishop d5 defending like that, but I saw he could put a piece like this and come round here. So it's a good thing I didn't do that. Now the move I played is not actually one of the top moves, but it makes some sense, right? We're trying to attack here. And now my opponent should run with the king, and it looks like he's okay. But this is too passive, and I actually played the best move here. So I was thinking this check and this check might work, but he does have knight g5. So I played the best move, stopping his king running. And now, after this, do I have a win? And it's not clear where the win is here. So I just got to play, I played this right. So I've got to play quite quietly, and I've got to try to bring another piece in. And now the best way to play this, I'm just seeing, we're looking at computer's valuation, but it's still not clear, right? I've got to play e5 at some point. That looks bizarre. These lines confusing me somewhat. Because look at this line, it gives +7, but actually it's just repeating the position. So why? So the only winning line here is the key e5 move. But maybe this is not so stupid, because my opponent takes pawn with check. I did miss that one, I will be honest. I'm not a genius. Taking a pawn with check. The problem now is that his queen is on a light square, so he should now move the queen to a dark square, and then it's probably going to be a draw. And I think after this, well, as long as I keep my cool, and this is a very clever check now because his rook here is on pre. So if he goes rook takes g6, I come round this way, and of course I'm completely winning, but it is a matter of nerves. And you know, it's, I don't know, I'm just wondering if I threw it away at any point. I don't think I did. I think all of these moves are nice. I'm playing the best moves here actually, and my position is so fantastic here that it's understandably very easy. Just got to get my pieces coordinating, get the three guys coordinating. This check is nothing because you know, I just block, and as we see, his king is in a mating net. So I think I can be quite happy with that game, and that puts us into a pretty good position. We're on 3.5 out of 4, one of the best starts I've had. And if we have a look at the players, well, let's have a look where we are. 667 players, and we should be up there. And there you go. So we could happily stop the tournament now, but let's keep going. Next stage is very tricky of the competition. There's 4 games to go, but this does at least bode well for my tournament, which starts on Saturday. So the British Chess Championships is going to be quite interesting. I mean, I'm going up there. It's in Hull, and like I say, I'm 11th seed, and it's going to be. I really love playing chess. You know, that's why I am a chess player. So 1 game a day. Looking forward to that. And I've got a bit of time to work on my openings in the day. I play lots of different openings, so it's going to be hard for my opponents to prepare. You know, could be a Jabava, could be D4, could be a bird, could be a King's Gambit. You know, let's keep them guessing. And you know, obviously my secret hope is just to get a really good run. You know, start trying to scare some of the big guys, like Adams or someone, and we'll see what happens. So it's going to be nice to play. There will be commentary every day, so if you're wanting to watch it live, my 2 friends, Adam Hunt, who I went to Vegas with actually earlier on in the year, and Danny Gormally are going to be commentating every day on the action. So you can tune in. I think it's on the English Chess Federation Twitch channel, but obviously if you're dedicated enough to find it, you will find it. So there we go. And next round will start soon. Let's just see how long we got to wait before we decide whether I'm going to give you guys a break from my voice or not. And let's just whack this in. Come on. How long do we have? What is this? Oh, this is something else. I don't know what that is. I don't want to see Hikaru. Why is it showing me Hikaru? No offense to Hikaru. Great streamer. We've got 1 minute left. So I'll give you a little break for 1 minute, and then, well, you won't have a break for 1 minute. I'm going to pause it here. You won't notice it. And then let's see how we get on the next 4 rounds. It's getting exciting, right? Okay, so we're back, and we're going to wheel out D4 again. And let's just try to keep the tempo up. I'll play the Jabava against this, just see what he's going to do. And I could go E4, but that does commit yourself. So this is quite a trendy line now. This move, I must admit, don't really know. I mean, do I tempt him to play it? Okay, let's go here. And we'll move the bishop around. Do we? No, I don't know. Do I? Interesting move from my opponent there. Here, G5. Here, do I really want to allow that? Okay, let's do it. Let's allow him to play G5, where he's going to gain the 2 bishops. But my thinking is that his king side could be weakened later on. It's quite a standard structure, and I have gotten a lot of trouble in this kind of position before, I must admit. But we'll keep playing sensibly as I can think. We'll stop or take the sting off this. And the move I really want to play, I want to move this knight and force him to take here. So I'm just wondering where the knight can go. Does it go? I remember Magnus won a very nice game in this setup, but I can't remember what he played to win. So what are we doing? Do I play knight? Okay, I'm going to do this one. It looks very negative, but I want to force this exchange. I don't know if this is. It looks a bit odd, I must admit. I wouldn't want to play this move, but I want to force this exchange to happen. And now we have an interesting little structure here. Where does he put his king? He's got 2 bishops. He's got good long-term potential. He's got potential breaks here, but I do have this slightly annoying h-file open and a little bit more space. So it's probably fairly balanced, I'd say, here. Okay, now he might well be heading to put his pawn here. So do I now... I'm going to step back because if the pawn comes there, it doesn't attack my bishop. So he's going for the other option, which makes a lot of sense. Now I really want to play d5, and I think I'm going to play this move, even if it loses a pawn. And the point being that you often get some counterplay in the middle and on the light squares. So again, I'm sacrificing, but it's not the first time I've sacrificed. Now I think he can take this. Takes, check. Okay, but decided not to. Now, I've had something very similar to this before, haven't I, guys? Let's go bishop f5. Seems like a safe square, and that pawn is now protected. And this is one that you see. This is the advantage of my position with his pawns here. Now, if he goes bishop c8, can I go queen here? c4, queen here. Okay, so I kind of feel like castling is the most sensible, but I want to castle queenside here. Is that crazy? Yeah, it is. Let's castle kingside because that rook is never really going to get in. Okay, and again, he might win a pawn here in the position. He does. Is there any way I can claim some compensation here? Well, let's keep it complicated. Let's try to move my pieces towards the king side. Keep some pressure on this pawn. Complicated position. I don't know. One of my knights coming here to h5 seems natural if I get time. But he's got moves like knight f4 now. It's getting very complex. I mean, I think I have some compensation because I have some good squares. But it's getting chaotic to say the least. Okay, yeah, this move looks very tempting from him. But I'm hoping, again, to use these squares. So obviously a knight on f5 is a fantastic, so he's got to play this, definitely. Now, do we just play here? It's a pity I didn't get my knight there, isn't it? That would have been very nice. So I'm going to try to get my knight to this square, right? So I'm getting the bishop out of the way so the knight can try to come in there. And let's get it in. Beautiful square for my knight. But he has got c4, which I did not see. c4, I can come here. So complicated again. But I don't really want to do that for some reason. It feels wrong. c4, what else can I do? We didn't play it, funnily enough. Needs to come with this, maybe. Can I play this one? Trying to... But he's still okay. Now I've got to try to get my pieces around to his king side, but... don't really know how they're getting around there. I must admit. Okay, so this way, what else? My knight is beautiful. But so what? Okay, we'll keep going here. Complex is any result possible. I feel still my knight is good. His king's a bit weak. I'll take this. Can I take that? Don't know. Don't know. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I could have taken. Maybe I had to take that because this is not working. He's getting the bloody queens off. Nothing I can do. I've got to get the queens off. and that I might be alright endings, but there is a limit to how alright I am. And this position is annoying to say the least. Okay. Well, he played well, of course, and we can fight on a bit here because of the two rooks, but not too long. Just trying to be as tricky as I can with the two rooks. That's probably going to end it now. Still trying. There's no point in me resigning here. But his king is very safe there. I'm very tempted to resign soon. You never know. Stranger things have happened, have they? He's got a lot of pawns. This is not the way to do it, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, that was a tough loss, but didn't quite find a plan, did I, when I got my knight to that beautiful square? So we're going to have to try to come back with some gains. My knight found that beautiful square. Did I miss anything? I feel like I probably didn't, you know, and you can see, yeah, he played well. And you can see from the graph that it did start to go wrong in the middle game. I kept some pressure up, but there was never really anything. And it was around, yeah, I can't let this pawn down. I mean, being one pawn down is okay, but when I started losing these two, it's too many. So I should just play like b3. You know, just play it sensible. Play b3, and then I can start trying to at least play with some compensation. You know, try to get the queen here. Maybe try to get rook to h1 later, because this is a beautiful piece. So, you know, giving these pawns up was stupid, and that was the one mistake really in the position. So, an annoying loss. We're trying to come back from that. I think we're playing all right. Just, yeah, allowed him to defend there a bit too easily. And obviously the ending of that one is always losing. But I mean, I don't think I should resign when he's so short a time. It doesn't make sense. I always feel bad. Should I have resigned earlier? But you know, if you're ever thinking those things, it's probably like, don't resign, right? So yeah, okay. Well, let's keep trying to keep the good roll going. It's only one loss, so we can still get an awesome score. Just need to focus for the next 3 games. If I can get 3 out of 3, we're right up there. So let's try and home in on that possibility. Not easy chess, is it? So many hard games. So many hard games you get. And as soon as I say so many hard games, we're playing another very hard game here. And I'm gonna stick with d4 because we're getting some interesting positions. And this guy, he's only a CM, but I mean, with a rating like that, he's obviously a lot stronger. Now, okay, I've played the trump a lot in Title Tuesday, so let's play something a bit more mainline, Queen's Gambit. And opponent goes for the Tarish variation. Now, this line is a line I remember I looked at a long time ago. Just trying to remember what the correct move is here. Is it one of these two squares? I'm not sure. Let's put it here. You can also put it on b5, but I think this is playable. And I'm hoping he will take here, but he probably won't rush into that move. And my other idea is just to do the double and obviously going for checkmate. Now, I don't know if e5 is... Sorry, that's not e5, e4. Okay, so he's putting pressure on this little guy here. So knight here, and I can win the bishop. Let's try that. Let's go for that bishop. And he can't win the pawn on d4 because of this trick. So when I say win the bishop, obviously I meant the bishop pair. Now this is a big threat. Major threat. So he blocks it. Now I don't really want to give up either of my bishops without a fight. So I'm just going here because I feel like g2 may be defended. And we can keep this as an option. Maybe I take... I mean, when I say I don't want to give up bishop for a knight, at some point we might want to do that, but only when it suits us. And if rook d8, which looks key, what are we going to do? Can we play g3? Because this is a big idea. This check over here. To the queen. Check to the queen. So he has gone for the critical idea. I don't know, g3 also doesn't feel correct, but this one, e5 comes. So here, let's see where he goes with his knight. I don't know, it does feel a bit funny putting the pawn on such a weird square. And of course he comes in. And the point is, I'm gonna grab this one. So the key line is e5, which seen, and then d5. And I'm hoping his knight is bad rather than good here. I don't want to open it up. This move actually is, suddenly I just realised, a possibility. Or do we take here first? But then my light squares are too weak. Don't do that. Okay, I don't know. Is this move playable? Knight take. No, let's stick with this. But it's very complex because bishop here now. And he has knight here ideas. Very complicated position. And I've probably got to put the bishop here so I can take that knight off. Yeah. Looks a bit scary for both of us. Can I sack the queen at some point and then take here? Probably was going to do that, given the chance. That's a bit annoying. He didn't allow that. Trying to get my knight out the pin. And who knows what this position is like. I really don't know. Could I have taken that knight before? I'm now thinking, could I sack my queen at, you know, like, and then taken here and got a very... Maybe that was winning, but... You should never think about things after, during the game. It's crazy. I do it all the time. I'm like, what? Why didn't I do that? You numpty. And I was wondering if this tactic works. And, well, we're going to find out. Now, do I not get a lot of pieces somehow? Takes and takes. That's very interesting. I'm probably going to do that. Worst case scenario. Unless I can find something better. Because that looks like fun. I don't know who it's fun for, but it looks like fun, right? Is there nothing better though? Okay, let's do it. Looks like fun. Aha, I missed this intermezzo. What is happening? Sensible, another sensible position. I could take there, he has a check, right? What the fuck is happening here? He did it intermezzo, but I don't know. Because you look at this, I've got 3 minor pieces for the queen. He's got queen here. Fuck. And then I take there. He has at least a draw. Shit. What else? Can I go knight here? No, you're walking into it. Ah. He's calculated this very well. Look here. Time's ticking. Oh, rook here. Ah. Can't see a move. Oh, fuck's sake. Yes, I know. My time is ticking. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm going to have to bounce back after this one. He calculated well there. And yeah, this is just the problem, right? I don't have a good solution to this at all. So I think we're going to lose this one. Oh, okay. We're, like I say, going to have to really bounce back after these two losses, and we need to try and get a big result. And this is horrible. And I'm like, okay, I'm completely lost there anyway. So, oh fuck. Ah, the tactics just favoured him. Fucking hell. I think I always lose to this guy as well. He's very tricky. That's an annoying 2 losses, that is, when we're in a great position. So, gonna have to sort it out in the next couple of games. My opponent played well, and it starts to go wrong around about this point. Yeah, so I mean, he played well, yeah. So King G2 is great. I'm doing better after King G2, and then it goes downhill. Close fights. But my position's not as good as I actually thought it was. So, do I have any better way of playing this? Okay. This G3 move did feel a bit funny, I have to say. But, you know, in hindsight. And around about here, okay, D5 is best. And now, I was thinking, could I take here? Let's have a look at this line. So, if I do take here, it might just be bad. And the point is, after here, can I take here? I mean, the computer still thinks that I'm in trouble here. So bishop e3, and then he comes around, and this is a silly idea. Let's get the queen off the pin and play queen b3, and then it's different game, because my opponent's finding very good tactics here. You know, all of these tactics, not easy to find in blitz, right? This is a hard tactic to find. And yeah, he could have just gone bishop takes f3 here. That's a move we both underestimated, actually. Because in the game, this is a mess. Very hard to find the right way through, and even if I do, I could be in trouble here. I assumed the 3 pieces would be good, but this knight check was another brilliant move from my opponent. Because if he didn't take that, I mean, I only saw this move. And after this, well, this position, my 3 pieces look okay to me. They're not great, but they've got a lot of potential to start coordinating later on. 2 bishops and a knight, fun position to play. But this move opened my king up, so another great move. And now I think I'm gone. I think I'm just gone here. I've got too many problems with my pieces. So he's worked this out very well. So it was a tough game. As in, he calculated it extremely well, didn't he? His calculation was really good. You know, where you can say, where did I go wrong? And it could have been as early, maybe this G3 move didn't seem to gain anything. I mean, having the 2 bishops here should be alright. But he's playing all the top kind of moves here. And I didn't like this. It just weakens my king. I thought knight h3, the knight might be weak. But as soon as he goes e5, the knight becomes quite good. So I should play something else here. And it's not clear what, though, actually. Because his pieces have already found good squares, so... And the computer says rook e1, but you know, just play some chess. But I don't know. So not a successful opening there, really. I mean, I wasn't worse, but I wasn't better. It was a lot harder for me to play that position. So even thinking about it, I know I won I exchanged off his bishop with this knight idea, but in hindsight, I don't like this idea because his queen is very good on f6. So one thing's for sure, if we're going to have a good tournament, we need to win the next two now to get to a good position going last 4 rounds. So we've had 2 losses on the bounce, and we've got a Dutch. I'm going to play a Dutch, and we need to win this one and the next one really to get to 5.5 out of 8. And it's nice. We've got to have one classical Dutch, haven't we, before the tournament's over. I'm going to play this little line, the old faithful, because it's faithful. This is a really good move. Is it here? Maybe. Wish I could remember. Oh no, I've still got this line, haven't I? Yes. Okay, this is the line I think you probably remember we had from last week. And the key line here is pawn takes here. He's playing very quickly, which is strange. And pawn takes pawn is the right move when it gets very complex after bishop here, queen takes here, rook here, queen here, bishop e4. And again, if you want to learn more about this, go and look at my chessball courses or my GingerGM courses. They're in the description. And the GingerGM courses are dirt cheap. A little bit old, some of them, but they're dirt cheap. They give you a good understanding. The chessball one's more modern, but more expensive. So, you know, it's your choice. And I had this before, you know, and the point is if here, 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 we go bishop e4. And I think white's okay there, but it's really tactical and something I should probably look at more. But if he doesn't take here, then we should get quite a lot of decent compensation, because this is a big move anyway. Our knight can then jump in, and our pieces start flowing into life a bit more. So bishop, okay, so he comes back. Now where does my bishop go? Which of these two? Does it go here and then just simply take and take here, or does it go here? Now here takes, looks like a good move this actually, doesn't it? Okay, let's go here because at least we're going to try to grab a bit of material, and it sets up some ideas. It looks like a bit more testing. Bishop g4, interesting. So for some reason I thought we were pawn down here, but we're not. So we could have gone bishop to g4. But this one we're trying to get more. But again, if you remember one of my other title Tuesdays, even when you win the rook here, the light square bishop can be a monster in some positions. But I do have a very good knight. Okay, now I at least have this possibility of playing e5 if I so wish. And then when the knight comes back, my pawn might well just drop. Otherwise we have to take, and we don't really want to do that because it takes a lot of action out. So bishop here, rook here. I don't have a good follow-up. No. Pawn here, knight here. I'm trying to make this work, but I can't see any way to make that work. Knight here, e3. Okay, let's try it. This is probably bullshit. But I'm trying to discombobulate his pieces. He could also come here, but then he hasn't got as much pressure on this pawn, so I have a chance to try and defend it now. Knight d2 is critical, but that discombobulated his pieces. I was actually even thinking of playing e3 there, which we'll have a look at after the game, where his pieces become all entangled. But this way, it takes him a bit of time to at least win my pawn. I have a space advantage, and we're still... Okay, we have to come back. Can't... Well, I mean, can't... I don't know, maybe that was an option, but this seems very sensible. And now I'm trying to find some ideas with knight a5. Rook c1 still makes sense. Here, takes, because c7's on pre. And that line. Also, maybe I should just go queen d7. That was a good move. Okay, well, he's... My monitor's got to go off. So my monitor's just turned off. Okay, right. Where are we? We're here. Now knight here. Okay, so bishop d6 covering c7. I really want to play this move and get my knight in. He can exchange queens, so be it. I've got space advantage, and this is quite annoying at the right moment, I'm hoping. But if I do it, I forgot he can go rook takes a4, so I'm not sure how I'm going to play that. Queen here. Do I even go knight d7 and try to centralize? So he's gone over here. Okay. Now, I think I might be able to do this, which is my first plan, because if he takes my pawn, knight b3, aha, going for this square. So we have to play b5, and we're trying to control the light squares over on the queen side, and he's getting very blocked in here. Well, that pawn we don't want to lose, so we just defend it, and we'll try to stop his rook coming to c1. If I can get my okay, the centralized. No point doing anything. Now here was what I wanted to play for a while. More light squares. In we go. Can I sack that? Probably, but we won't for the time being. Let's just build up. We always push the h-pawn if we can, because that's the way we roll. And now really thinking I'm gonna... Let's just bring another rook around before we think about sacrificing. Have to sacrifice now. Probably unsound. He's got this pawn, hasn't he? Fuck. So keep pushing. It's getting very random now. Very random. We don't want to draw, do we? He doesn't want to draw. Good. Good for him. Fuck. Shit, have I thrown this away somehow? Oh, Simon, you're in a good position. Sure, you had a good position. Time is... Oh, no. Just playing moves, aren't I? Not very good ones. Fuck. Oh no. Oh, it's all gone wrong. I can't believe the second half. Oh. And my position was lovely again, and he held it much better when he was short time. That's not a game I should lose in a million years. And we've got 5 games to go, and that's painful after losing 3 on the bounce there. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, let's have a look where it did go wrong. Because I mean, when I say we had a great position, we we're definitely better for most of it. And just that shortage of time is not good. And yeah, depressing. I kind of felt after Queen E2 I started to go wrong. Where as soon as the time was too short for me, I'm so slow with the mouse. So around about here, and this pawn is quite weak. Maybe I should maneuver my knight to C4. My knight's nice here, but maybe it's better on this square because it just blocks his counterplay. So maybe this is the way to play. Let's put it on a good square. I like this plan because then it stops any ideas here. Put the knight on c4 and then you can just push. And the way I sacked this exchange was not good. We're going to have to, after losing 3 on the bounce, feels bad. I have to come back with a big finish now, after that brilliant start. This was not good. So yeah, so this was I think my knight is good, but it's not great. Put the knight on c4, and the way I played it, well, I certainly have compensation, but he defended very well. He defended very well here. This still looks okay for me, I have to admit. And now the computer is saying that, oh, bloody Charlie Storey. Okay, I don't want to lose this one. Charlie, a player from Britain. Whenever I played him over the board, I've done very well. And we want to keep that up. So I'll say hi. He's a nice guy, Charlie. Done some good courses. Has Charlie. Sniper is this big one. He's won a lot of competitions. He's a dangerous player, don't get me wrong. He knows how to play. But after losing 3 on the bounce, losing this would be like the final. That would be like, oh my god. Simon. Okay, now do we open? I think we're going to open it rather than keeping it closed. I don't know. I really want to come in, but bishop takes surely. If knight here, pawn here, I can start floating over there, but it doesn't look that convincing. So let's put pawn in the middle because the other square I've got is this one. Having a pawn here can be useful for going h6 at the right moment, which I'm going to have to do here. And can we go here now? Let's try it. I'm not worried about this pawn. He should move his queen. And let's keep attacking. Now, it looks like I've got a good position because if he does grab this pawn, there's something really loose about his position there. But if he doesn't, how's he defending this? So he can take my knight, but then his light squares are really weak. So he's grabbed it this way, which kind of seems like maybe he has to play. And I was hoping here I'd have a big move, but queen e2 takes queen f3. Okay, let's go for queen f3 because we can castle. So it makes way with that. I mean, I could have also played it slowly, but this is quite pleasant at least because he can't move the d pawn. If he could go d5, it would be another killer of fish. So he's had to play this. Okay, castles or... Okay, let's castle. I missed f5. Good move. Good defensive move. Still very messy, but that was a good move. And now he might better do this, which is annoying. Amongst other things, maybe. So he brings this knight out. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that, try to get rid of that bloody knight. Really messy position. Very unclear. At least I'm castled. At least I've got Harry all the way out there into the guts. But if I lose this, I'm gonna cry. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna get back on the booze. We're cracking it open, and it happens every week. What do I do? What am I doing this to myself? Why? Why, Williams? Why? Come on, let's get back into the vibe. Rolling with the moves. Okay, now I'm hoping that this works. Let's see. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. His king is still in the middle. Come on, this is a lovely, lovely pin here. This is surely good for me. Surely this is a big threat. Surely this is a big threat. Surely the king is in the middle. Surely there's some pressure. If he goes here, I come in. If he goes here, I come in. if he takes here, I come in. Oh, yeah, whatever, mate. Now, I really want to play knight here. Bishop takes, check, king g8. Rook d5. I'm not... No, we don't need to do that. Let's do this one. This is... We don't need... I mean, again, I always get carried away with the crazy moves, but if you've got a good and simple option, of course you should play that. And now I'm threatening the whole castle, and my knight can still come in, and I haven't sacrificed a piece. So this is the mature way to play, which is, you could say, a bit boring, but winning ain't boring, is it? Okay, now I could take that piece, but this is surely checkmate somewhere. I mean, check. Be a bit annoying if this wasn't. I mean, I can win a piece. I could also just play. This move is like quite. I'm going to play this because I love getting all my pieces in the game, and there's many winning moves here. All right, but this one's quite nice because we can get them all harmonizing, and this is the prettiest because they can all join in the party, so they don't feel left out. So they can all, like, you know, just have a little bit of fun, and, you know, rather than being left out of the fun. Now this is good. It wins the queen. It's a bit sad there's no checkmate here. Or this is checkmate because of Harry. I thought he'd go to g7. Beautiful. Oh. Thank goodness for that.
Mate the fucker. 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 Mate the...
Well, that was a little bit of a recovery at least. And we have 4 games to go now. Is it 4 or 3? No, I think we played 8 rounds, haven't we? So there's only 3 to go. So the thing in chess tournaments in general, you know, I had this great start when I was at the top, but keeping up that level of play and that concentration, and, you know, for 11 rounds is so hard, you know, mentally and just, you know, actively, and you know, it's. That's what I don't understand how Hikaru does it. Just thinking so clearly for 11 rounds, it's like different gravy. But we are on, what are we on now? 4.5. We're only on 4.5. Is that right? So is that right? And we got 3 rounds to go. 9, 10, 11, and yeah, because we lost 3, right? We lost 3.5. I can't count anymore, guys. Yeah, so we can only get 7.5. I say only, you know, 7.5 is a massive score, but I was hoping, okay, if I get 7.5, I'll improve on last week. That means I need 3 out of 3. You better stay till the end to see what happens. It's still possible, and, well, I reckon I'll go do it. Right, we're back with the last 3 rounds, and I've got to put birds on the board, right? We're playing it a lot a couple of weeks ago, and I've just switched up the openings. I don't really think what I'm going to play. I'll just like play, but it's nice to mix it up. And my opponent now has gone for, well, quite an interesting setup where he might play this move, but we can possibly think about playing a King's Gambit kind of position now, because I love a bit of the King's Gambit as well, and he probably is in his rights to take there, and he does, and we're going to get a very interesting position. If I take this pawn back, I'm doing well, so g5 seems natural. But is this really a good square for his knight? It seems like he's got a normal King's Gambit, but his knight's on d7, and that seems a little bit odd to me. So after g5, the normal King's Gambit response is h4. So he's allowing me to take this pawn back, and when you get this setup, it obviously is just a bit better for white. There's no doubt about that. because I've got a nice centre, nice development. I mean, when you're learning chess, this is where they tell you to put your pieces, right, like this. So this is the good thing. Now, do we try to crush him immediately, which I would love to do, because a little bit of crushing is always good. Takes, knight here. And is there any crushing with this bloody move? Oh, God, so tempting, isn't it? Takes, check, takes, check, here. Well, what the hell, I mean? I'll give up one piece. Got two pieces. Got to make sure I calculate this right. I think this is the one to go for. Now there are checks on this diagonal. Just move my king, and he's gone. Okay, he's given the pawn up, which is kind of like a bit disappointing because I wanted to get this one in, but it might be his safest way of play because he's going to have some compensation now with the two bishops and also maybe this one. So good, he's found a good defensive way here. That was annoying. I saw a nice line there and I was getting quite excited about playing that, but he didn't allow it. Now, do we hold? Okay, I don't know. This is a strange position. It's actually not that bad for him. Feels like, okay, we're going to go from being a pawn up to just sacking a pawn. It seems like the most fun move. He doesn't want it. He wants his bishop to come here. And again, he's played this well. There were lots of ways he could have gone wrong. Now, bishop e3. Bishop e6, though. My queen is really badly placed here. So I'm going to have to start retreating. And this extra pawn I got doesn't look very good, I have to admit. Now, if he moves his rook here, I really want to put my knight in. At least I've got c4 to back it up. He can't. This is the kind of move I'm trying to get my knight into the square. So again, he's defending that. His bishops look great. Knight here takes, and his knight looks great then. It's funny how this has gone a bit wrong. Well, it ain't funny. I have to go defensive now. So my one advantage is the extra pawn. So I've given him many chances to take it, and I'm gonna now change things up. So I don't want him taking that now. More that he doesn't win a pawn, more it attacks my pieces. And queen g3 is a key idea to try to get him on the light squares. Okay, we don't want to get the queens off now, even though we're pawn up. We want to still attack. We can use the h pawn, but mainly come in on the dark squares. And this knight can head to f6 as well. So do we go in now? Let's do it. Let's move the knight in. Let's move all our pieces towards his king. So check is possible, but after king there, do I have a follow-up? Can't see it. So I'm just going to move my rook. A bit ashamed to take my rook off this file, and he's still trying to exchange bloody queens off, bastard. Okay, we're going to keep him on, but now bishop here, all falling for that, and he gets them off. Okay, you have to have the queens off now. No choice. It's annoying, and okay. Don't like this. His queen's such a good defender. I need a light square bishop here. This move, at least I'll take that one, but I'm not sure I like my position anymore. Okay, we will play this. Got to keep coming forwards, and this is why I wanted a rook here. It just seems much more to the point. Watch out my back rank. Disasters have happened there before, haven't they? And don't want his rook coming in, but I can't help it. I'm very slow as well. It's not looking good. Well, especially when I'm moving like that. Okay, I'm just going for it now. Don't like it at all. He's playing good moves, bastard. I have to go defensive on my bottom. checkmate idea there. Fuck. Oh, man. Oh, Simon, this is so painful after this really good start you had. And yeah, I mean, what can I do here? This is just gone, basically. No time handling, got terrible position. Oh. You gotta laugh. Even when things are good, they start good, they just couldn't hold up the good play. And this game, I was doing well. And my position's a shambles now. One of many good moves there that he's got. My queen goes. Fuck it. Oh, that was bad. Played terribly. I played really nicely at parts today, but also terribly. And that one was a terrible one. And yeah, I mean, I just had this move maybe not right, but around here again, I feel like it should be very good for me. And this is probably the wrong concept. I probably should be using this pawn to attack him, or just try to get rid of that light square bishop, because this one is it. I mean, unless I've got big. I mean, this is very tempting, but I couldn't see a follow up here. Ah, there is a follow-up, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's just the kind of move I'd hope to find if I had more time. I spent way too much time, and it's this one. This is really nice, and I can destroy it just by throwing everything at his king. Just the kind of move on better day I'd hope to find. And this is actually, as you can see from the computer, winning in like all lines. Fuck. So after Rook E1, thankfully I won't be playing Title Tuesday next week. Thankfully, I need a break. I'll just be playing the British Championships instead. Fuck. At least I've got time to think there, which will be nice. But yeah, even here, this is a really bad move because I'm allowing this one. And I just start to go, it goes from bad to worse here, right? I try to keep the queens on, which is stupid. I give my pawn back. And even now, because I got rid of his light square bishop, I should be fine. But I'm starting to crumble. I'm starting to play bad move upon bad move. And this is just like a cheap shot, because I'm never really going to win that one. And he defends it well. And now his knight comes in and starts to go from bad to worse here. I'm dreaming again in my rook here, but I'm just trying to play aggressive moves with no time. But my rook never gets there now. And my pieces are all getting in the way of each other. I had to defend against this one, and of course I'm just losing now. So it was alright until I start playing some really shit moves there. So we can only get 6.5. Let's see how the last two games go, as long as it's not too much of a break, because you know, after that it's sunk into the chair time. And yeah, that was I've done very badly at white today, haven't I? Whatever opening I've tried to do at white, it's just crumbling. So which is a bit annoying. With black I've done alright, I think. I can't really remember, but black I've done well. Beat two good players there on. With white I've played like an absolute moron. I mean, my positions haven't been bad, I just haven't been putting them in the back of the net. So are we going to have another game soon, or do we have to wait? Okay, let's have a look. We can enjoy these games for a little bit, I guess. And this is the dead draw. Dead draw. I mean, the king can just come backwards and forwards. Is there any... No, there's no way either side can, unless you blunder a piece here. There's no way you can do anything, because you need your king and rook to cause any trouble. Even without this pawn, it's a draw. Do you know how to draw it without the pawn? Okay, they did draw that. You put your king there and you put your bishop there. That's how you try to draw if you don't have that pawn. So you put your king on the opposite colour square to your bishop. Okay, we have a game. Let's at least try to have... Let's just have a fun game now. Let's try to do a bit of attacking, a bit of sacrificing, and hopefully we get that with some dragon. Let's whack that on the board. Okay. Yeah, it's annoying when you start so well and it goes wrong, right? But it's alright. It's all good practice. Now, taking on c6 is definitely the best move here. I don't think this is a very good move because this idea of g5, I've had this before, as you saw. I had it last week, but it looks like a good plan to me. I've got quite decent control of the center, so why not attack the king immediately? You know, you don't need to have full development. And the other idea of this is d4. The knight is a crucial piece, so if my opponent messes around here, then the knight will move away. And I've moved the knight to e7 before, but for some reason I remember I thought this stupid looking square is okay. And I think the main reason for that is that I've got knight c8 defending b6, which again it just seems crazy to consider this. But at some point with this pawn coming here and the knight coming here, you might want to go knight c8. Maybe we're going to see that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to try checkmate. So I've got a rook on the h-file, so we're opening up the rook. Now I need to get my pieces in. h5 immediately seems like the best square for my knight. I can also do what I did last week, this crazy arse idea. Shall we do that? I don't give a damn. Let's do it. In we go. In we go. I'm just doing it to open up the h-file. It's only a piece after all. And if not, I'm coming to f2. We had this absolute nonsense. Again, I'll call it nonsense because I feel it probably is. We had this nonsense last week. But you've got to ask yourself, what are you doing over there, young knight? What are you doing on a7? Don't you think you should be on the other side of the board? You lazy arse. Lazy arse piece. Maybe I should come here. Because then if c4, I can come here. Okay, so a positional sacrifice, otherwise called a shittifice. And my one idea is to just do this. I don't really have any other idea. Because they say checkmate ends the game. Is that not true? What did he play? I don't even know what he played. So here we go. You know what's coming up, boys and girls. I need a big...
Mate the fucker! 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 Mate the fucker!
Cheers, boys and girls. It's a Jess Fox creation, so massive thank you to Jess Fox for creating that. And I haven't really been calculating when I should have been calculating this, but let's what is going on? I mean, it should be winning somehow, surely. If this is not winning, what on earth is? But how, where, why? Is that a move? Is that not a move? What's happening? Let's go in, because now I've got this idea. And what is this madness, people? And he couldn't take my rook as a queen h3, and then we would have mated the fucker. But this idea, okay, and now surely this is just dropping. If I get rid of that one, and then I get rid of this one, and I just get rid of his defense. Now, is there something more beautiful? Like here, check. Okay, we've got to let's get rid of that key defender first. My bishop's doing nothing. And one idea is rook takes, knight takes. You're going to like this, boys and girls. I've got a number of ways. Rook here. Oh, bishop takes here. There's like, there's so many nice ways to win. But is there something even more beautiful? This one is probably the nicest, right? Check here, check. Oh, yes, let's do it this way. And come on. Let's get ready. We're going to do it. And actually, this has made me feel a lot better. Yes! That's much more like it. Get angry. It's the only way to play chess. And we're on 50%. Again, the black pieces. We're destroying our Grandmaster opponents with black today. And I enjoyed that one. Come on, did you enjoy that one? Please say you enjoyed that. If you didn't enjoy that, you got no chess appreciation or a heart or anything. Actually, are you dead? I think you might be dead. If you didn't enjoy that, I mean, what are you doing? You know, you're playing the wrong game. That was enjoyable. I enjoyed that one. One more to go. Let's see if we can get over 50%. And that was a bit of a ride. Now, I did actually miss something according to our, well, I was going to say friend, but he's not really a friend. This was the sacrifice sound. That is the first question. I mean, like, you know, look at this. Knight g4 in this position was like a move a madman plays. And it doesn't even say anything about it. Okay, it says here it's excellent. But it doesn't give it an exclamation mark. Nothing. This is a move of pure, unadulterated, extremely sensually attractiveness. Beautiful. Like, it's like sniffing a daisy on a nice summer's day in a field full of beautiful daisies, beautiful women, beautiful smell in the air, grass and under your feet. This is a beautiful move. And you know, now this idea of just trying to checkmate on the h file is quite tough for him to stop, right? And after bishop e3, apparently I have a better move. What can I do here? What do I miss here? Let's go over here and have a look. So I obviously didn't play it as well as I should, but come on, this is just nice. So the computer, I don't think the computer understands this move it gives, but look at this, slowly does it. Slowly. We don't need to rush. He does play the top move, and look at this. This is the first piece of glory. And the idea is he can't take that one because there's queen, and even if he does take it, my pawn becomes very strong. So now I double up the power. He does give a bishop here now, but look, rook takes g2. And if he takes that one, queen h3 is checkmate. This is just too nice. Check was probably a little bit too late. I'm going to turn the evaluation bar off. It's annoying me by saying that I'm still an idiot. Let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. And we can leave the rook there. We bring in another piece. And he's now crumbling. And after this move, we just got to find the right continuation. There's queen h3. There's bishop h3. There's simply bishop takes e3. There's rook takes g1. And then bishop. There's so many good moves. But this one looked really nice because I'm now threatening to simply take the rook. So he kind of has to move the rook. And here, this knight is actually a key defender, not just for defending the knight, but also for coming back to f1. So we get rid of the key defender. And here, there's a number of nice ways to win. The checkmate I did. And he resigned here because in this position, king here takes bishop here is checkmate. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. And if he... Well, he can't do anything else because it's all check. Well, I mean, there's other ways I could win. I could also get rid of that one. And I'm just going to take here. Next move, checkmate. That's quite simple. But it's not check. We want to checkmate with checks. So we'll check your checks and captures. Check your checks and check it out. Your checks and captures. Check, check, check. And also another win, I think, is this one. This was quite pretty. And it's nice when you've got like 445 ways to win. And then this one. And we're taking the bishop. So it makes up for it a little bit. We've got 50%, whatever. I can go to bed with only minute tears today rather than the streaming, rather than hundreds of tears. We've got one game next, and what we're doing the next game, we will just try to create a piece of art. That's what we'll try to do. We'll try to create something nice like that one. We'll have some fun attacking. This is the last game going on. I lost to this guy with the white pieces who's doing very well against Mateus Bluebum. And this position is a draw. I've discussed it before, but it's a very hard draw. This second rank defense is a very good way to defend. But he's moved his rook away from that square. But it's very, very, very hard to play, especially with the time. With the time here, I mean, it takes me 2 seconds to move the mouse, doesn't it? So I'd probably lose both colours here somehow. And the funny thing is, even if you do lose your rook here, you're still drawing. So, but yeah, you shouldn't lose this. And 50 move rule, it is a draw. There we go. So the last round should start any second soon. Okay, right, and we're in. So we haven't played e4 today. Let's roll out the e4 pawn, and we've had such a bad score with the white pieces. We just want to create. Let's play an open Sicilian. I never play this move because I don't know the theory, but come on. Right, now let's put our pieces. Rule number 1, if you want to create a masterpiece, put your pieces on the most aggressive squares. That is aggressive. That is aggressive. Rule number 2, only go backwards when you have to. So we want a castle. That one has to go backwards. And rule number 3, always castle the opposite side to your opponent. So of course we're castling this way. And boo. Rule number 4, don't swap too many pieces off. Now rule number 5 is if you can sacrifice something, don't think about it. We'll do. Here, takes there. Is that... I think I might have... Someone call the doctor. This move, is it a possibility? Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll play it, yeah. We attack the rook, so he has to go bishop b7. And then... Okay, you're not supposed to sacrifice against me. That's not very fair, is it? Bastard. Missed that one. I don't want him sacrificing against me. I want to do the sacrificing. That's not in the game plan. How dare my opponent play a move which is good? Bastard. Okay, now, do we have some ways we can keep the fun and games going here? I don't really want to grab this one, but maybe I should. Let's just do it. Okay, so we'll grab this one. We're going to grab this one. And, yeah, I mean, I'd rather be the sacrificer than the sacrifice E. So would that include if my life is at risk? So if you had to have a choice, and your choice was between, you had to kill someone or be killed, what would you do? You'd probably kill someone, wouldn't you? I mean, you just would. And I'm in a bit of shit here because he's going to castle and go bishop b7, and this move has fucked me. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, I'm going to have to get my queen out of dodge, so I have to get my knight out of the way so my queen can come back. Run away. Only possibility I could see. And now we have interesting position where I think my opponent clearly has enough play. That might not be the best square for his bishop though. This is quite a common idea in these types of structures. At least I'm defending c2. Just very interesting. I mean, he's got one pawn for the exchange, but he's got two bishops. Well, he had two bishops. He's not going to have them for long. Now this one he does have a check, but to hell with your check. It's only a check. And it renews this idea. Okay, so now we can always take that one. I'd love to get my rook in, but maybe not here. I think we need to take this one, and this also allows my rook to come in whilst threatening a queen takes here. And my pieces are starting to coordinate much better than my opponent's. Got to watch out for the back spanker. You realise how many times I've been back spanked in life. In chess. Sorry, slip of the tongue. I'm not actually into that kind of stuff, the back spanking, so I'm going to make sure I don't get back spanked. And shit, I missed that one because I was too concerned about getting back spanked. I should have gone g5. Oh no, not now. What the hell was that mouse slip? Oh my god. Yeah, that kind of sums up the day, doesn't it? It was an interesting position, and I go and do that. Wow, what a mouse slip. That was just a mouse slip. Oh dear, what am I doing with the white pieces? So what I should have done here, I should have gone g5 or something here, and you know, it's a mess. But this is just literally I mean, this position, he's probably better here, I'll be honest. I thought it was exchange up. I'm not even exchange up. God, I'm hallucinating. So of course he's better, but this move is terrible. Okay, enough of that. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, out of pity. And when we're doing TT next week, British Championships, there's commentary on it. And fuck, this is stupid.